When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Okay, so let's see if we can help Owen out. Hey there, Ben and Kelly. I work in the IT department of a law firm, and I set up conference rooms for meetings. A few of the rooms I set up are right across the street from an apartment building.
Okay.
Most of the time, you can't see into people's living rooms because the glass is reflective. But between 8 and 9 a.m., because of the angle of the sun, you can see right into people's living rooms and bedrooms. One woman gets up around 8:30 in the morning and likes to strut around her bedroom naked.
All right, then.
I'm kind of shocked that she doesn't realize how many people can actually see her. I'd like her to know that she should pull the blinds down, as almost everybody in the building does at that time of day. The problem is I have no idea what her apartment number is. Should I contact the building? Try to let them know? I was also thinking of putting up a sign for her, but that wouldn't look good to a client coming in for a meeting.
Hey, lady, put clothes on.
Hey, lady. We can see you every morning. Love all of us in this office.
I remember when we worked downtown and there were condos right across from the little window that peeked out of our studios. And like in the morning, you could see people walking around, like, just milling around in their condos. And we were
I didn't see anybody naked.
I was going to say we were never blessed with seeing some unknown nakedness. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a possibility where, it's kind of dark outside or as Owen said, the way the sun kind of reflects in it makes it a little bit more awkward. I remember when I was in Chicago recently and, in kind of a hotel, and there are hotels and condos and apartments that are all kind of, there in one little section. And I open up the windows and I'd just gotten back from a jog and I was getting ready to get in the shower. So, I'm between that whole getting in the shower and I've taken all my clothes off and I open up the window, just kind of look out and I see that someone is looking back at me and I'm like, whoa. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. It happens. But I knew that, I knew when it happened. But
I mean, this sounds like she's just oblivious to it, has no idea, just trusts that, people can't look in. They can't see anything. Nobody's looking. And in fact, an entire office is. Yikes.
All right, so what does Owen do? Does he just ignore it and just say, hey, you know what? Whatever, she'll figure it out eventually. Or does he try to, maybe that's something that would be embarrassing to her. Who knows?
Well, Corey says she may know and doesn't care. Nothing wrong with being an exhibitionist. Oh.
We're learning a little bit more about Corey, apparently. All right, 502-795-1997. I don't know if you've got any tips for Owen or your own stories of catching a neighbor in the nude.
Oh, boy.
Love to hear those, too, because, your old pals Ben and Kelly like to hear that stuff. All right, we'll hear your calls. Get your comments coming up on 99.7 DJX. So Owen is in a little predicament. He works in a building across the street from some apartments and wants to make sure this lady knows everyone can see that she walks around her apartment naked in the morning. But, how, right? A sign, contact the building, ignore it, yada, yada, yada. Several suggestions. Now, Jessica is on the phone. Hi there, Jessica. What was your thought?
So first I was thinking maybe they could get some blinds or window coverings for their conference room because there's a chance this person knows and either doesn't care or likes it. There are exhibitionists out there,
Many people have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, I think it might be kind of awkward if they tried to reach out to this person directly.
Right.
So maybe reach out to the apartment management and see if they can send out a letter to their residents letting them know that.
Oh, yes, that way. Yeah, she
building.
doesn't know that it's her necessarily, just kind of like a blanket statement. Yes,
right.
I like that.
Like, hey, there are a bunch of pervs across the street at the working there.
No,
I like
just
looking in.
Hey,
close your blinds.
Did you know they are able to see?
Right.
Just saying.
Right, they're not hiring entertainment for their meetings.
I like that. Jessica, hey, appreciate Thank you.
No problem.
All right,
Thanks.
take care.
I think
See ya.
that's the best idea so far. Stephanie on text said, can he get to our window from the ground or is it up high? Sounds like it's up high.
Yeah.
If it's on the ground, he could put a sign taped to her window letting her know. But I like the idea of just maybe having the management send out a blanket statement to all the residents like, hey, just FYI, make sure that you are closing your blinds if you are changing in the morning. Love the office building across the street.
So also asked if there were any instances where you caught a neighbor in the nude. Got some messages here from a listener. Was a kid riding my bike. Took a shortcut through the neighbor's yard and the wife, probably in her 50s, was in the window. Oh, no shirt.
Oh, no.
Still one of the best sights I've ever seen. That's great.
Okay. That's a one-time thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Another one. I was studying abroad in Italy, and my apartment complex was circular and with a courtyard in the middle. I got out of the shower, had the big windows open to air out the bathroom, looked across the courtyard. There was a guy standing there just waving at me.
Oh.
Completely in the buff.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And then there's this one from a listener. I grew up way out in the country where blinds aren't really a thing you have to think about. I moved in at college a few weeks early for sports. Hadn't made a lot of friends yet. I was eating at the dining hall when this really attractive woman came over and sat across from me.
Uh-huh.
She was like, you live in this residence hall, right? I was excited and figured she was flirting with me. So I said, yes. Top floor on the end? That struck me as a little weird, but I was still too high on being approached by this woman to sense any danger. So I said yes.
Oh, gosh.
Then she said, you really need to close your blinds.
No!
Apparently, she liked to study in the building right across from my window and could see everything.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dang.
That's awkward.
Oh,
or
man.
that could be a great start to something.
It could be.
You never know.
You never know. It's perspective.
It is all perspective.
Uh-huh.
And then, all right. So anyways, I think, hey, you know, I love some of the suggestions, reaching out to apartment management just to say, hey, just FYI, you may want to let your residents know that when the sun hits just right, we can see right in their apartment.
Yeah, Shelby's warning against that a little bit, saying there may be some weird people in management. I would put an anonymous letter in our mailbox, but the problem is we don't know her mailbox. He can't figure out what apartment is hers.
Oh, is she saying that like the apartment complex themselves might be like, all right,
maybe, yes.
Well,
but that'd be really unprofessional.
That is a little bit. Yeah, Chris says use a laser pointer to get her attention.
I don't think she's going to notice.
Yeah, she's oblivious, doing her own thing. She's got her earbuds in, whatever.
Yep, she's in the zone. She's doing her morning routine. She's airing it out.
Well, let's see. Owen said she wakes up at around 8:30. Man, you know what? We did this at the wrong time. We did. We should have done it a little bit later in the show, and so maybe she's listening to our show, and she'd be like, hey, hang on a second. That sounds familiar. And then she's like, oh, wait a minute. That's me.
Anyways. Maybe. Well, you know what? We can maybe replay it at 8:30.
All right. Anyways, great suggestions there. That is group therapy here on 99.7 DJX.